Hi guys, my name is Cash and you're watching CashedOutCars. In today's video we're going to be doing something that a lot of people and a lot of car guys think is a sin and something you absolutely should not do, and that is buy a steering wheel off of eBay. So I went on eBay and I bought one of the cheapest steering wheels that I could get that comes with a hub adapter for my Miata. Now I bought this wheel without having very high hopes. I did watch a review of one guy that bought the same wheel and it looked like it actually was fairly sturdy, but I bought it without having high hopes and basically expecting it to not be great, but I wanted to see what you get for such a cheap wheel. So without further ado, let's open this thing up and see what you get from a $33 wheel off of eBay. Alright, I'm going to get my first peek at it right now.
Here we go.
Oh, we got more boxes inside. Here's the hub. The hub feels very, very light, but I'll open that up after. And here is the wheel. Let's see if I can get this out of the box. There we go. The wheel isn't overly light. It doesn't feel like it's made out of super light plastic or anything like that. But let's dive into it and see what these things actually look like. Alright, so now the hub and the wheel are out of the main box. I'm actually going to start with opening up this hub here because I'm very curious to see the quality of this thing. This is the Boss kit. A lot of people talk about this online. And the box looks pretty cool. It has a lot of oriental looking writing on it. I'm sure it's made in China and made to look Japanese. But anyway, let's open this up and see what this hub actually looks like. Alright, so this thing is extremely light. I'll get some shots of it that you could see on screen now. But it's extremely light and the casting does look pretty bad. I'm not going to lie to you and say that the casting looks high quality. It looks like a fairly cheap part, but as long as it's cast decently, the looks don't really matter as long as it's strong. So I'm going to put this thing on the car in a separate video and test it out, but initial impressions are, as long as it fits, it doesn't look pretty and it's going to be covered up. So we'll see if it works in the follow-up videos to this one. Also, here's the hardware and an Allen key for the steering wheel. There is a little bit of rust starting on some of the stuff in here, but I'll take those out of the package later in this video and see the quality of those too. This little shroud that goes around the hub does look pretty bad and is extremely low quality and a little bit warped up. Now with that said, it doesn't have to look great. Obviously it won't be the center of focus on the car, but if that were a little bit nicer, I think that would be good. Next up, we got the horn button for the wheel. Now, honestly, I really did not like this horn button. It's just a horn button that says JDM, and I thought that that was a little bit silly. But I bought this because if I bought a wheel with this horn button, it was $5 cheaper than the next horn button. So I got this and figured I'm just gonna paint over that and make it all black. So now, moving forward here, we could get to the moment that we've all been waiting for, and we could open up the wheel itself here. Here we go. I don't know what to expect. Alright, I'm getting a peek at it, and actually it doesn't look too bad so far. Get that box out of the way. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't seem horrible. Get it out of the phone. So initial impressions, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is actually a lot nicer than I was expecting for that price. Obviously I don't have it mounted up to anything yet, so I can't tell you how flexible it is, but it's made out of actually a very thick aluminum, and I'm actually pretty shocked and surprised at this so far. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I'm actually fairly impressed so far with this wheel. So guys, the more that I look at this wheel, the more that I'm actually fairly impressed with it. Now, the only major problem that I found is the center line isn't really perfectly centered. It's off to this side a little bit, but that's probably just a small quality control problem with the upholstery. The actual upholstery on this, after I looked at it more, I mean, the stitching's really nice, and there aren't really any imperfections. On the back, there's a couple, like, really tiny imperfections, like right there with how they wrapped it, but it's on the back side, so it's not something that anyone's really gonna see. Like I said, the vinyl on this wheel is definitely a little bit slippery. It's not leather, it is vinyl, so that's something that you don't get with a wheel this cheap. I was trying to flex this thing around as much as I could, and just going like this, it doesn't really feel flexy at all. It feels very sturdy. So pretty much until I mount it on the car, I believe that this is actually a fairly solid wheel. Now, I am going to mount this thing up on my car. I'm going to have an install video on how to install an aftermarket wheel on a Miata, and then I'm going to do a more in-depth review on this, but initial impressions of this wheel is good. One other thing that I found that I didn't really like with this wheel is this horn button. Seems like it could easily get stuck on, and it just feels a little bit cheap, but that's something that an aftermarket wheel never is really great with. Horn buttons are basically better on OEM wheels almost all of the time. But anyway, that's one thing that isn't perfect with this wheel. Also, this little cover here isn't extremely high quality, but all it has to do is look good, and it looks fairly good. So, all in all, I'm impressed with this. The hub, once again, doesn't look fantastic, but I'm sure it'll be fairly strong, and I'm going to put it on the car and once again try this thing out too. And all in all, I don't really know what else to say. I paid $33 for this thing, and I'm pretty impressed. Worst comes to worst, I put this on my racing sim, and it'll be good for that. So, with all of that said, please like this video if you liked it. Comment down below what you think of this wheel and what your experiences have been with eBay wheels. And yeah, subscribe for more. I hope to see you at the next one.